My name is Jenna Goddard, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm the Writing Centre Coordinator at Thompson Rivers University. I also teach student success courses, which introduce students to things like academic writing, research, and studying. So why this video? When I chat with New-to-TRU students, I often encounter feelings like fear or vulnerability around the expectations of being a university student. Students sometimes feel like they have to have the answers before they come to university, or everyone else here has all the answers and I'm the only one who doesn't. But this isn't true. So I really wanted to ease some of your stress and make some of the unknown more familiar. Thompson Rivers University's Kamloops campus is on the traditional lands of the Kamloops to Secwepemc, within Secwepemcúlecw, the traditional and unceded territory of the Secwepemc people. Being in the Writing Centre, I think a lot about language. So with territory acknowledgments, I think about not just the land, but the language we use when we talk about land and space and our connection to it. So why do we use unceded when what we mean is stolen? Why are some people explorers and settlers, while others are considered immigrants? Until recently, I've never had to question my belongingness to this land, and really to any space I enter. I acknowledge that my privilege in the assumption I can take up space with my body, ideas, and voice is obtained at the cost of years of oppression, violence, and silencing of Indigenous peoples. I commit to critically examine my relationship to land as a white settler, to listen, to learn, and to take action to decolonize my mind and my work. Research shows that these are some of the most common challenges at university. The first one is a lack of motivation. So you get to university, you're pretty excited, and then it's week 3 and week 4 and midterms are coming up and all your assignments are due, and motivation tends to plummet. Another one is feeling isolated or feeling like there's the lack of support. So walking around the hallway and just kind of feeling lonely or feeling like you're the only one who doesn't have it together. There's the stress of uncertainty of attrition. So will I graduate? And if I graduate, is there going to be a job afterwards? There's the stress of writing academic papers. Getting enough sleep is probably one of the biggest challenges for university students, as well as time management. There's this huge shift in responsibility from high school to university because all of a sudden, you're the person in charge of staying on top of all of your deadlines. There are so many student services available to you, whether it's academic support or wellness support.
Seek them out initially, because you never know what you're going to come up against and you never know when you're going to need access to that information. If you're already in a situation where you need support, it's like another thing on usually your very long list, because people tend to ask support when they're already sort of in the weeds or breaking or panicking.
You get your first writing assignment, come to the Writing Centre, book an appointment with someone. You start to kind of feel a little bit maybe overwhelmed or enjoying living away from home too much, or whatever the deal might be. Go see a peer academic coach. Get some study habits, get some time management skills. Everybody's going through it, and in my opinion, the biggest mistake people make is they don't reach out for help soon enough.
The best part is you don't have to know about all of them or even what any of them do. You just have to reach out to one of them. We're all connected, and so we can certainly point you in the right direction. The one place you should know is Old Main 1631. It's the Student Services Office. When students first come into the Writing Centre, there's sometimes some negative emotion like hesitancy or fear, and I often hear, "I'm a bad writer." I'm here to tell you the Writing Centre is not remedial. It's a space where I encourage all students to come to develop their writing skills and their voice.
Writing Centre is an absolute great community at tru, which provide a lot of service for students in different level and different programs.
The Writing Centre is probably one of my favorite places on campus. And yeah, we just help with at any stage of the writing process, but it's also like a really cool place just to hang out. There's like a lot of plants, there's always snacks and stuff. The tutors are super friendly. It's a really sort of collaborative environment. Like tutors will run like our work by each other and stuff. So we have a lot of people just coming in to like hang out or stopping by to say hi a lot.
Really kind of in many ways it's a catch-all for a lot of student supports, academic supports. That's another actually big change from high school, is that I got to university and it was like, oh, I don't really know how to write. And the first year profs are really good about that, but the Writing Centre is a great support where you can get other students who do well and who've been doing this for a while, who know what they're doing, to really help you out, give you some tips and tricks for writing good essays and for structuring arguments. So it's a big part of the Writing Centre. But there's also just a lot of other academic supports, like the peer academic coaches, which is the more one-on-one training for a variety of issues, whether it's, oh, you want help with presentation skills or time management, any of that stuff.
The Writing Centre is a really chill place where you can just come in, hang out, get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a snack, and they're just a bunch of students from all levels and ages who are really non-judgmental, who've been put through some good training, and really enjoy helping other students.
It's really important to remember that academic writing is not only discipline specific, it's also culturally specific. So please take some pressure off yourself. You do not need to know everything about academic writing before you come to university. This is where you develop your skills. I polled a lot of students and faculty. So the question was, what are the biggest challenges for first-year students when it comes to writing? Student 1. I didn't know what plagiarism really meant, but I was terrified of doing it. There's so much fear around plagiarism, and sometimes students will oversight because they just don't want to get busted for plagiarism. You can learn about academic integrity in the Writing Centre. Student number 2, definitely figuring out what the beep citation styles are. You'll use citation styles in different disciplines, and you can certainly learn more about those in the Writing Centre. Student number 3, the concept of research is sometimes completely foreign. Yeah, there's a lot of research that happens at university, but again, you don't need to know how to do it before coming to university. Instructor number 1, students often seem hesitant to access resources available to them. Come to us and use the Writing Centre. I swear I did not pay them to say that. But yes, students often seem, especially in first year, really hesitant to either ask for help or to go to an instructor's office hour. Get over that fear because it is the best place to find more information.
Ask questions. Like, the professors are always there to help. They're always willing to meet with you, whether that be virtually or in person. And
don't be afraid to reach out to your instructors. Generally speaking, they don't want to see you fail. I've yet to have an instructor where I felt that going to them during their office hour wasn't a help. Most people are very happy to sit down with you and talk about what you can do to improve.
So I asked faculty members and students for their best tips and recommendations for first-year students. And a lot of them are around just showing up or getting over that fear of asking for help or asking questions. So things like attend all labs and lectures. It might kind of seem like common knowledge, but just showing up is the first step. Get an agenda or whiteboard calendar and actually use it. Time management is one of the biggest challenges for first-year students, especially with that huge shift in responsibility. Another one is make Study Blue and Quizlet your new BFF. No, I'm your new BFF. Quizlet is. Stay on top of reading and lecture material. I think there's that first-year student meme, and the meme goes something like, tries to stay on top of all reading material in university, dies. First year can be really overwhelming with material, and if you're not staying on top of it, then it's really easy to get overwhelmed. Hand in your assignments on time. Deadlines are firm in first year. I would say deadlines are pretty firm in like all years. Some instructors are a little bit more flexible, but I would say if ever you need an extension, always reach out. Don't just assume that you can hand in things late. If you participate in class and ask questions, you're turning that passive learning experience into an active one. Even if you're not the student who wants to put up their hand and ask a question, try asking them in your head because at least you're engaging with the material. Don't work more than 10 to 12 hours at your part-time job. This is huge. Your day-to-day will look really different in university than it does in high school. If you treat university like a job, you just put in the time during the day, even when you don't have class, you're much more likely to stay on top of your assignments and avoid getting overwhelmed. Learn to use Word, or I guess Microsoft Office, inside and out. Format templates and save them on your desktop. Oh, that is the best tip. Instead of having to kind of reformat every single essay that you begin, just save it as a template, like APA template or MLA template. Then whenever you have a new essay, you just pull up that template and start writing. You're only formatting one paper as opposed to each individual paper. Get to know your profs and ask for help. I learned so much more having conversations in their offices than in the classroom. I love when students come to visit me during office hours, otherwise it's really boring. But students can ask questions about an upcoming test or get some help on an assignment. Instructors are here to help and support you, so just suck it up and go to an office hour. I know I've talked about some negative emotions around coming to university, hesitancy, fear, uncertainty, but it's actually super exciting. The Faculty of Student Development is literally a faculty devoted to making your student experience better. You just have to reach out.
I think that's it. Go forth and have fun. Oh yeah, have fun. I'm done. We're good.